The Romanovs, a name synonymous with Imperial Russia, refer to the dynasty that ruled the Russian Empire for over 300 years, from 1613 until the abdication of Tsar Nicholas II in 1917. This period signified a transformative era where Russia expanded its territory significantly, developing into a colossal empire spanning Europe and Asia. The Romanovs played a pivotal role in shaping not just the geopolitics of their time, but also the cultural and social underpinnings that characterize Russia's identity. At the forefront of this dynasty were figures emblematic of both absolute power and tragic downfall, including the likes of Peter the Great, Catherine the Great, and ultimately Nicholas II, whose reign marked the end of the Romanov era amidst the upheaval of the Russian Revolution. Understanding the Romanovs is essential in unraveling the mystery of the Tsar's missing heir, because their legacy is intertwined with the dramatic transformation and eventual collapse of Imperial Russia. The fate of the Romanov family became symbolic of the swift and chaotic shift from monarchical rule to communist governance under the Bolsheviks, making the story of the missing heir, such as the widely debated controversy surrounding the fate of Grand Duchess Anastasia, a narrative charged with historical poignancy and intrigue. One notable example that illustrates the enduring fascination with the Romanovs is the discovery of skeletal remains in the Siberian forest in 1991 and 2007, which forensic experts eventually confirmed to belong to the Romanov family, quelling decades of speculation over their fate. Another intriguing example is the global cultural impact demonstrated through movies and books, including the animated film Anastasia, which, although fictionalized, reflects ongoing fascination despite historical evidence. Opinions supporting the importance of the Romanovs highlight their influential presence in world history, a family that not only symbolizes an era, but also a cautionary tale about the fragility of power. However, skepticism persists, especially concerning the handling of their remains and the mysterious narratives that continue to capture public imagination. Controversy surrounds the family's execution and burial, with some alternative viewpoints offering conspiracy theories and arguments that challenge the official narrative. These debates emphasize the tension between myth and history, enriching the broader discourse surrounding the Romanovs. Ultimately, the introduction to the Romanovs and their empire sets the stage for understanding how the chaos and downfall associated with the dynasty feeds into the overarching narrative of the missing heir, enriching the historical and cultural layers of this enduring mystery. The fall of the Romanov dynasty marks a pivotal moment in Russian history and is intrinsically tied to the mystery of the Tsar's missing heir, central to the Untold Romanov saga. The Romanov dynasty, which ruled Russia for over 300 years, collapsed in the wake of the Russian Revolution of 1917. Fueled by widespread discontent, economic hardship, and the strains of World War I, the revolution brought an abrupt end to the autocratic reign of Tsar Nicholas II. This marked a significant turning point, not only ending centuries of Romanov rule, but also setting the stage for the revolutionary changes that would follow in Russian society. The significance of the dynasty's fall in relation to the missing heir mystery lies in the chaotic aftermath of the revolution. The Romanov family, including the heir, was placed under house arrest and eventually executed in 1918. However, the lack of definitive evidence and lingering claims about surviving members have perpetuated intrigue and speculation about the fate of the heir, particularly Alexei Nikolaevich, the Tsar's son. This enduring mystery is a fertile ground for conspiracy theories, each attempting to piece together what truly happened to the Romanov children. Two compelling examples illustrate this point. First, the 1991 exhumation of a mass grave containing the remains of the Romanov family, which led to years of forensic investigation, eventually identifying most family members. However, two bodies were unaccounted for, fueling rumors that Alexei and possibly another sibling might have survived. The discovery sparked a wave of claimants asserting to be the lost Tsarevich or other relatives, keeping the public's imagination and the mystery alive. Second, DNA testing in 2007 on a separate grave eventually accounted for all family members, yet debates over the veracity and completeness of these findings persist. While scientific advancements have corroborated the official account, skepticism remains. Those who support the idea of the heir's survival argue against perceived inconsistencies in the evidence, suggesting potential political motivations to suppress the release of any surviving Romanovs to prevent a monarchist revival in Russia. Controversies surrounding these investigations have, at times, cast doubt on their conclusions, highlighting the challenges of reconciling historical legend with forensic fact. Ultimately, the fall of the Romanov dynasty and its unresolved mysteries have ingrained themselves deeply in cultural and historical narratives, influencing the way the Romanovs are perceived and studied. They invite continual exploration and dialogue, underscoring themes of power, legacy, and historical memory in the broader context of Russian and world history. The disappearance of the imperial family, often referred to as a tragic turning point in Russian history, relates to the mysterious fate of the Romanov dynasty following the Bolshevik Revolution. After the abdication of Tsar Nicholas II in 1917, the family was placed under house arrest. In July 1918, Nicholas II, his wife Alexandra, their 5 children, and a few loyal attendants were executed by Bolshevik forces in Yekaterinburg. The lack of immediate public confirmation fueled speculation about their fate, giving rise to enduring mysteries and numerous claims of surviving heirs. This episode is pivotal to the Tsar's missing heir, the Untold Romanov mystery narrative, because it lays the groundwork for subsequent legends and inquiries into possible survivors, particularly the most famous of these tales, the claim that Anastasia, the youngest daughter, survived. This disappearance seized global attention, symbolizing the abrupt and brutal end of a royal lineage and representing the seismic political shifts in early 20th century Russia. Real-world examples that illustrate the impact of this disappearance include Anna Anderson's claims in the 1920s that she was Anastasia, which captivated the public and led to protracted legal battles in Germany over her identity. Another example is the 1979 discovery of a grave near Yekaterinburg, believed to hold the remains of the Romanovs, although it was not conclusively linked to them until DNA testing in the 1990s. These examples highlight the extensive fascination and controversy surrounding the Romanovs' fate. Opinions supporting the importance of uncovering the truth about the Romanovs often emphasize the need for historical clarity and justice. Some argue that solving the mystery humanizes historical narratives, offering closure to a brutal chapter that reshaped Russia and the world. However, challenges and controversies abound. Debates over the identity of remains and the legitimacy of claimants highlight the complex intersection of history, myth, and identity. Skeptics may question the reliability of some evidence, and alternative viewpoints persist regarding the political motivations behind the family's execution and burial. The disappearance of the imperial family is deeply intertwined with broader themes in the Romanov mystery saga, influencing discussions on historical accuracy, the preservation of royal legacies, and the cultural fascination with lost heirs. It fuels narratives of intrigue and tragedy, underscoring the enduring allure of royal mysteries in the public imagination. Through its complexity, this point connects seamlessly with other aspects of the Romanov story, like the discovery of new evidence and the ongoing debates about monarchy and revolution. In the exploration of the Tsar's missing heir, the Untold Romanov mystery, the heading Key Figures in the Search for the Heir delves into the individuals and groups who have played significant roles in unraveling the enigmatic story of the Romanovs over the past century. This point is significant as it highlights the intersection of history, science, and personal ambition in the ongoing quest to identify the true fate of the Romanov family, which has captivated public imagination since their tragic end during the Russian Revolution. One prominent figure in this search was Anna Anderson, a woman who claimed to be Grand Duchess Anastasia, the youngest daughter of Tsar Nicholas II. Her persistent assertions, despite being debunked by DNA evidence decades later, fueled intrigue and public interest around the world and highlighted the human desire for a link to historical grandeur. Similarly, Dr. William Maples, a renowned forensic anthropologist, played a crucial role in the 1990s by using his expertise to identify the remains discovered in Yekaterinburg as those of the Romanov family, adding scientific rigor to the narrative. The involvement of these figures underscores the search's complexity, involving not only historical research, but also advancements in forensic science and the psychological nuances of identity and legacy. The quest has been supported by the Russian Orthodox Church and descendants of the Romanov family, who seek closure and truth, adding layers of religious, national, and familial significance to the quest. However, this search is not without its controversies. Skeptics question the motivations behind claimants like Anderson and the ethical implications of exhuming and studying remains, while some supporters of Romanov claimants argue that bias in research may overlook potential truths. The search raises broader questions about the ability of science to definitively answer historical mysteries interwoven with myth and legend. Key figures in the search for the heir connects deeply to other aspects of the Romanov story, exposing the enduring human fascination with royalty, the questionable stories and conspiracies that emerge in historical mysteries, and the pivotal role of modern science in rewriting history. These elements interconnect to form a rich tapestry that explains not only the past but also contemporary cultural attitudes towards majesty, mystery, and the relentless pursuit of truth.